channel. My name is Shirley Howard. I'm a fashion reseller on eBay, Etsy, Poshmark, and Facebook Marketplace. So if you're interested in any of those platforms or fashion reselling, hit that subscribe button below to be notified when new videos are released. Today's video is all about Poshmark, and I want to talk about the 5 reasons you might not be making daily sales on Poshmark. I want to preface this conversation with some information. The goal is to have daily sales on Poshmark, but in reality, even the best sellers out there have days with no sales. So I do typically make a sale every day, but there have been days where I have had no sales, but then the next day I sell twice as much. So I kind of like to look at it in terms of my personal goal, which if you watch my videos is to sell about $100 a day on Poshmark. So I take a look at the full 7 days of the week and I add up that total, and if it's 700 or above, then I'm fantastic with that. The more above 700, the happier I would be. But I don't panic if I don't have a sale a day. I have faith. So one of the things about Poshmark that you need to realize is that it is a lot of work. It's not as easy as throwing some things on a website and having somebody run over and buy it right away. It does take work. And one of the other theories I want to kind of put out there, you do not need to have thousands of items to have daily sales. I do have about 950 active listings, and I continue to add every day, which we'll talk about later. But you don't need to have thousands of listings to make daily sales. You don't have to have 10,000 listings to make daily sales. You can do it. You do need to have a certain amount of items, and I hear the sweet spot somewhere around 200 items, but not everyone is looking to be a full-time seller on Poshmark. I'm not a full-time seller on Poshmark. I have a full-time job that's completely separate from this. So by the time I spend on Poshmark, I have a limited amount of time to actually spend, and I'll share with you in this video how I make my time, make sure that my time is used wisely. So not everyone does sell every day, and you do not need thousands of items to make daily sales on Poshmark. So my first tip is sharing. Poshmark is a social platform, and it is set up based on sharing. So the more sharing you do of your items, they move higher up into the listings of just shared, and you want your items to be at the top when somebody is searching. So the more you share your closet, the higher it's going to be in the search results. And you do need to share your closet more than once a day. The smaller your closet, you can actually share it throughout the day. I do everything from my phone. So I share my closet first thing in the morning. It gets shared in the afternoon, and it gets shared in the evening. So 3 full times a day my closet gets shared. Now, sharing takes up a lot of time. As I mentioned, it's not my full-time job to sell on Poshmark, so I have help with the sharing. So I pay somebody to do the sharing for me. You can hire a virtual assistant, you can hire a friend, you can hire a family member, and I do have a family member that helps me out with that. On the weekends, I do my own sharing. And if through the day I happen to be on my phone, then I can always get some shares in that way. So don't feel overwhelmed if you can't get it done. You can go on Facebook, join any of the Poshmark groups. You'll get recommendations for any virtual assistants that you might need to help you share your closet more often. And most of us that are working a full-time job or even part-time jobs, it can be very tedious to continually share items, especially if you have hundreds of items. Now, if you can't afford a virtual assistant, and you'd be really surprised, this is very inexpensive to get someone to do this for you. If you have 500 or 600 items, maybe you pick 100 or 200 items and share those throughout the day. So you have to be a bit strategic in how you share, but it is important to share your own closet every single day and multiple times a day if possible. If you're able to share to the last party of the day, which typically is everything in your closet will be shared to that party, you should do that as well. Now, the help I have is based on my time zone. I live in the east, as far east as you can get before you're in the Atlantic Ocean, so pretty east. My bedtime is about 10:30. When I'm getting ready to go to bed, those people on the West Coast are just getting home from work, they're getting supper ready, they're not even looking at Posh yet. So based on a time zone for me, a family member that lives out west is who I've chosen to, I haven't chosen, who I asked if they'd be able to share that last party of the day. So they do that for me. They are working from home. Well, I shouldn't say working from home. They're at home with their children, which is a lot of work too. So strategically for time zone, I have gotten someone in a different time zone to share my closet. And I did it as an experiment, and it did work. I do wake up in the morning with offers and a lot of likes, so I can send out offers to likers. So share your own closet. Now, one thing I'll tell you not to do is share other people's closet. And I know Poshmark is a community, and I know that it's built on sharing, but when you share someone else's items, it only puts them on the feed. It does not move them up in the just shared results at all. So it does virtually nothing for you and virtually nothing for the other person. So if a time constraint is something you're dealing with, please just share your own closet. Share, share, share. Number 2, to make daily sales, you need to have items that people want to buy. So everything doesn't sell on Poshmark. You can put all kinds of stuff on there. Everything doesn't sell on Poshmark. So you need to have desirable items. You would probably want to start with things in your own closet. I did a whole video recommending that you start with things that you have in your own home, your own closet, to see how much work Poshmark is and if you actually like it. And if it builds into something more like a side hustle for you, you can start buying inventory to sell on Poshmark. But before you do, make sure you know what the top brands are. So I know that Nike and Lululemon and Free People, Adhesive, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, they're all items that are searched for on Poshmark all day long. So having those type of items in your closet attracts people to your closet. If I have a closet filled with things that people don't want to buy, I'm not going to make any sales. It's as easy as that. People don't want to buy it, not going to make sales. So watch videos on what the current trend's in. Look at what sold videos for other people to see what it is they're selling. Look at the Poshmark list itself. It tells you what items are popular. And when you're outsourcing, you can look for those items and pick them up and decide based on, how much you're paying for it, how much you're going to actually sell it for, which we'll get to in a second. So you want to make sure you pick up items that are desirable. One of the things, too, I will caution you on, if you buy something just because it's $1 and you take pictures of it and you put it on Poshmark and you share it all the time, but it's not a brand someone wants to buy, all that effort is going to be really wasted. If you buy one item that you can sell at $100, you've cut your workload down into one item versus listing 10 items. And that's another way you can kind of fit Poshmark into your life without it taking up so much time. So be strategic in what you actually purchase and make sure it's something that people want to buy. My third tip is consistency. So you need to be active on the platform, and Poshmark rewards those that are active on the platform, meaning that you're sharing every day and you're listing items every day. So you do need to have daily listings, and I would recommend you list at least 5 items per day. I list at least 5 items per day. Again, if you were in a time situation and you didn't have time to list, relist an old item. And that way you're still active on the platform. So again, if it's not your full-time job and you have to list items every day, how do you find the time to be consistent to list every single day? Well, I do it strategically. I take a weekend day, a Saturday or a Sunday, and I take pictures of 50 things, which means I do have to shop in advance as well, maybe shop on the weekends. I sourced all summer to have things for the winter, so I have got a ton of stuff here to sell. So getting 50 items to sell a week through Monday through Friday is not a problem for me. So you can see I have a mannequin right here, and I dress them up and I take pictures of items, and I do enough for every single day of the week so I can post 5 every day, and I save them to my drafts. So the draft feature in Poshmark is very valuable for this. So the listings are all ready to go, and when I get up in the morning, I just list 5 of those items. They've already been photographed, they've been edited, they've been description and the title we've done, pricing is all done. I simply click the button and I'm active on the app. Somebody is sharing my items. So as far as Poshmark goes, they're happy that I'm active on the app, and my sales typically stay consistent because I'm active on the app every single day. if you take pictures of 100 items and list 101 days, 100 items in a day, if you can do that every day, that would be, that would be valuable. But if you don't have a lot of items, I would recommend that you spread it out through the week as well. So even if you're listing 1 or 2 things a day, at least it's consistently every single day. So stay consistent on Poshmark. So we're going to share, we're going to put items on that people want to buy, and we're going to be consistent with listing and sharing every single day. So one of the other things that we need to talk about is keywords. There's many videos out on keywords, and feel free to go watch those. I look at them. I love watching YouTube videos on Poshmark and eBay and anything else out there. Keywords are important. Not as important as brand names. Brand names are number 1. So when you're listing items, you want to make sure that your item description and your item title tell us exactly what the product is. Exactly. When people are searching in Poshmark, the app pulls from both the title and the description box. So you need to have the keywords in one or the other of those. So for example, in a listing, you want to start it with the brand, because brand is the number 1 way people search in Poshmark. So they will look at Free People, they will look at Adhesive, they will look at Nike, they will look at Louis Vuitton as the first search. They might look for a style second. So maybe you have a specific sweater that has a name. Maybe it has a specific color. So there's something unique about it that people would search for. You need to put that in your title and your description. So you want to put your brand, you want to put a style, you can put what the item is, you can put what the item is used for. Is it a trendy ankle boot? Is it a cocktail dress for the Christmas party? Is it casual for the office? What would people do with it, or where would they wear it? So again, people are looking for that kind of information. Sometimes you can find this right on the internet by looking at the stock photo and the description on the website of where you've pulled the stock photo. Makes it a little easier for you. But if it's not, you have to start coming up with these keywords too. I encourage you to go watch videos on how to pick keywords and titles and descriptions and get more into this information. I will be doing an entire video on it, so I'm only going to touch on it in this particular video. In that description, what else do I need to put in there? I need to put in measurements. So pit to pit, length, waist, bust, chest, measurements. So put everything in there that somebody might ask you as a question, so that they can look at the ad and go, oh no, that'll fit, and they can hit that buy button, or they can hit the offer button, and then you can counter offer. But the more information the buyer has, the better. Now, that being said, I don't want you to do 2 things. Don't overwhelm the buyer with a description that's, however many characters it's long. I think it's like 500 characters. Make sure that it's readable and makes sense. So simply copying and pasting from an internet site, too much information. You might want to break that up so it's more readable by the person that's reading the ad. And 2, when I talk about keywords, don't spam your article. So don't put dress, A-line dress, cocktail dress, prom dress, just so that someone's searching dress, so will find your ad. That is annoying, and don't do it. Don't do it. It'll annoy everybody on Poshmark, especially if someone's searching and your item comes up and it's not what they're looking for. They're not going to want to buy from you. So, one of the last things I want to put there in my title, to make it easy for you, if you don't know how to describe your item, look at comp items that have sold. They have sold, so maybe the description worked, maybe their title worked, something worked. If something is sold that's similar to yours, again, look it up and describe yours in the same way. You know it worked in search for them, so it'll work for you in search as well. So you don't need to reinvent the wheel. The information is out there. You just need to be really good at finding that information. And the last thing I want to talk about in why you might not be making daily sales is pricing. Now, I know that we are all looking to get the highest price possible for our items, because this is all about making money, whether it's full-time, part-time, side hustle, or just fun. And people are always wondering, where do I price an item? Well, step 1, look at the comparable products that have sold, and you can price accordingly based on what the sales are. If an item like yours is sold but it's not been in as good a shape, you can ask for a little bit more money for yours. So check comps, check the internet and you'll see comps from different websites as well, not just Poshmark. And this is how I like to work. I find out what the item sells for, and then I add $5 to $10 to that. The reason I do that is so I can send offers to likers. I immediately, when I get an offer, or sorry, immediately when someone likes my items, I send them an offer. And depending on the price of the item, it's going to be either $5 or $10. And I've built this into my price for a reason. If you're looking to buy something at $35 and I come back and sell it to you for $25, that sounds like a significant price savings. Yes, it is, but my intention was to get $25 for the item, so you're happy with the discount, I'm happy with what the product sold for. So it's a win-win situation. So you can build that buffer into your products to be able to make those offers to likers. So pricing is a bit of something you need to work on, something you need to learn about to learn what your items sell for. And one of the most frustrating things about pricing, sometimes you'll look up comps and you'll see the identical item sold to one person for $70, but everybody else for $25 to $30. Why did that person sell it for $70? The right buyer came at the right time, saw their ad, and made the purchase. I wish that was true for everything, but it just isn't true for everyone. So please check your pricing to make sure that you're not pricing so high that you're not even getting likes. So you want to make sure that you're in the game and that you can offer to likers and make the sale. So those are the top 5 reasons. I will recap them for you now. I would like you to share your closet every single day. I would like you to have in your closet things people want to buy. I want you to be consistent and list products every single day. I want you to have great titles and great descriptions to get as many eyes on your ad as possible. And finally, I want you to look at your pricing to make sure that you're pricing your items at a reasonable price so that you'll actually make the sale. So good luck in selling, and I wish you daily sales. So if you've enjoyed today's video, please on the way out hit that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up or thumbs down, drop me a note in the comments, and I'll see you in my next video.